In the late 1960s, when Hollywood was still producing glossy monster movies with rubber suits and theatrical scares, a small group of filmmakers in Pittsburgh was about to change cinema forever. With a budget of just $114,000, shot in black and white on 35mm film, George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead didn't just create a new subgenre, it shattered every rule about what horror could be. This wasn't the sanitized fear of Universal Studios or the campy thrills of B-movies. This was something rawer, more primal, and infinitely more terrifying. A mirror held up to America itself, reflecting back all its ugliest truths. The genius of Night of the Living Dead lies not just in its monsters, but in its unflinching examination of human nature when civilization crumbles. Romero and his collaborators created something that felt less like a movie and more like a documentary from hell, a found footage nightmare decades before that technique had a name. It begins on what should be an ordinary Sunday afternoon. The opening moments are deceptively peaceful, almost pastoral. We see a car winding through the Pennsylvania countryside, past rolling hills and farmland that could be anywhere in America. Inside, Barbara and her brother Johnny are making their annual pilgrimage to their father's grave, a ritual born of duty rather than devotion. The mundane quality of their conversation, Johnny's complaints about the long drive, Barbara's nervous energy, all serve to ground us in reality before that reality is torn apart. Johnny is everything we expect from a 1960s horror movie protagonist's brother. Slightly mocking, protective in his way, but ultimately dismissive of his sister's fears. They're coming to get you, Barbara, he teases, his voice echoing through the cemetery with playful menace.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
He'll hear you.
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here.
Johnny.
It's a line that will become iconic, but in this moment, it's just sibling banter, the kind of casual cruelty that families inflict on each other without thinking. But even in these opening minutes, Romero seeds unease. The cemetery is too quiet, too isolated. The caretaker's house stands empty. And when that first shambling figure appears in the distance, moving with an unnatural gait across the headstones, we sense that something fundamental has shifted in the world's axis. The attack happens with shocking suddenness. One moment, Johnny is laughing at his sister's discomfort. The next, he's fighting for his life against something that should be impossible. The ghoul, pale, silent, unnaturally strong, moves with purpose but without humanity. When Johnny's head strikes the gravestone, the sound is sickeningly real, final. There's no dramatic death scene, no last words, no heroic sacrifice. Just brutal, random violence that transforms a brother into a corpse in seconds. Barbara's flight from the cemetery becomes a masterclass in mounting terror. Her stolen car won't start, of course it won't, and when she finally gets it moving, she crashes almost immediately. The farmhouse that appears through the windshield isn't sanctuary. It's merely the next stage of her nightmare. Romero understands that in true horror, there is no safe place, no cavalry coming over the hill. There is only the next moment of survival and the one after that. The farmhouse itself becomes a character in the film, its every board and window transformed into a battleground between the living and the dead. When Barbara stumbles inside, seeking refuge, she discovers that horror has already visited this place. The mutilated corpse upstairs, partially devoured and left to rot, tells a story without words. This plague of undeath has been spreading, consuming lives and families before anyone understood what was happening. Barbara's near catatonic state isn't just shock. It's the complete breakdown of everything she thought she knew about the world. In a matter of hours, she has watched her brother die, fled from impossible creatures, and discovered that the safe, predictable world of Sunday cemetery visits and family obligations has been replaced by something from humanity's darkest nightmares. Ben's arrival marks a shift in the film's dynamic, but Romero is too smart to make him a traditional hero. Ben is resourceful, determined, and undeniably brave. But he's also a man pushed beyond his limits, making desperate choices in an impossible situation. His methodical boarding up of the farmhouse, his calm assessment of their situation, his take-charge attitude, these aren't the actions of a Hollywood hero, but of a man who has already seen enough horror to understand its rules. The choice of Dwayne Jones, an African-American actor for the role of Ben, was revolutionary for its time. Though Romero has always maintained it wasn't a conscious political statement, Jones was simply the best actor for the part. Yet the casting adds layers of meaning that resonate throughout the film, particularly in its brutal conclusion. Ben isn't just fighting monsters. He's fighting for his right to survive in a world that has never valued his life. Ben's backstory, revealed in fragments, paints a picture of the chaos spreading beyond this small farmhouse. He tells of trucks overturned on highways, of people fleeing in panic, of fires burning in distant towns. The scope of the catastrophe becomes clear not through expensive special effects or sweeping camera movements, but through his haunted recollections of a world falling apart. The discovery of other survivors in the basement transforms the film from a siege story into a character study. Harry and Helen Cooper, Tom and Judy, each bring their own fears, prejudices, and survival strategies to the mix. Harry, blustery and authoritarian, represents the old way of thinking, the belief that authority and aggression can solve any problem. His insistence on retreating to the basement isn't cowardice. It's the mindset of a man who has spent his life believing that the right position, the right preparation, can guarantee safety. Helen Cooper, trapped between her domineering husband and her dying daughter, embodies the impossible choices that ordinary people face when civilization collapses. Her maternal instincts war with her survival instincts, and neither offers a clear path forward. The young couple, Tom and Judy, represent innocence about to be destroyed, not just by the ghouls outside, but by the harsh realities of human nature under extreme stress. Little Karen Cooper, bitten and slowly dying in the basement, becomes the film's most disturbing element. She is childhood corrupted, innocence transformed into something monstrous. Her illness serves as a ticking clock, adding urgency to every decision, and her eventual transformation into a ghoul represents the complete inversion of natural order. The radio and television broadcasts that punctuate the film serve multiple functions. They provide exposition, explaining the rules of this new world where the dead rise to feed on the living. They offer tantalizing glimpses of government response, scientific theories, and rescue operations that might save our protagonists. But more importantly, they represent civilization's attempt to maintain control through information, even as that civilization crumbles. The reports speak of radiation from a returning space probe, of emergency centers being established, of civil defense measures. These bureaucratic responses to an impossible situation highlight the gulf between institutional thinking and ground-level reality. While officials debate causes and coordinate responses, people like Ben and the others are dying. The broadcasts also serve to expand the scope of the horror beyond the farmhouse. We learn that this isn't an isolated incident, but a regional or even national catastrophe. The dead are rising everywhere, and the living are fighting desperate battles for survival in countless locations we'll never see. Ben's plan to refuel the truck and escape to a rescue center represents the film's most action-packed sequence, but Romero uses it to devastating effect. The preparation is meticulous, the teamwork genuine, the hope palpable. For a few moments, it seems possible that intelligence and courage might triumph over the mindless hunger of the ghouls. But this isn't that kind of movie. The gasoline spills, the torch ignites it, and Tom and Judy die in an explosion that illuminates the night like a funeral pyre. Their deaths are sudden, senseless, and absolutely final. There are no last-minute saves, no miraculous escapes. The truck that was supposed to be their salvation becomes their crematorium, and the ghouls that gather to feed on their remains transform hope into horror with shocking efficiency. Ben's rage when he discovers Harry has tried to lock him out isn't just about survival. It's about the betrayal of basic human decency. In a world where cooperation means life and selfishness means death, Harry's cowardice becomes a form of murder. The farmhouse's final fall happens with inevitable momentum. The lights fail, plunging the survivors into literal and metaphorical darkness. The barriers they've so carefully constructed prove insufficient against the press of undead bodies. But the most shocking moments come not from the ghouls outside, but from the monsters within. Harry's attempt to seize the rifle, his willingness to murder Ben rather than trust him, reveals the true face of evil in the film. The ghouls are merely following their nature. They hunger, they feed, they exist. But Harry chooses selfishness, chooses to value his own life over all others, chooses to become the very thing the survivors have been fighting against.
Come on! This key won't work. Watch it. Watch the dart! Gotta get away from the pump! Hang on! Tom! Find your courage to get out of the truck! Get out of here! Come on, come on!
I took the car.
Cooper! Cooper! Drag you out there and feed you those things!
Isn't it 3 o'clock yet? There's supposed to be another broadcast at 3 o'clock.
10 minutes.
Oh, only 10 more minutes? We don't have very long to wait. We can leave. Well, we'd better leave soon. It's 10 minutes to 3.
You know anything about this area at all? I mean, is Willard the nearest town?
I don't know. We were just trying to get to a motel before dark.
You said those things turned your car over. You think we can get it back on its wheels and drive it? Where is it?
Seems like it was pretty far away. Seems like we ran.
Forget it. It's at least a mile.
Johnny has the keys.
You're gonna carry that child a mile through that army of things out there?
I can carry the kid. What's wrong with her? How'd she get hurt?
One of those things grabbed her.
Bit her on the arm.
What's wrong?
Who knows what kind of disease those things carry? Is she conscious?
Barely.
She can't walk. She's too weak.
Well, one of us could try to get to the car.
You gonna turn it over by yourself?
You can't start the car. Johnny has the keys.
You have a car? Where? Where is it?
You won't be able to start it.
Yeah, I know, but where is it?
Good Lord.
Being monitored closely by scientists at all the radiation detection stations. At this hour, they report the level of the mysterious radiation continues to increase steadily. So long as this situation remains, government spokesmen warn that dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls. All persons who die during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life to seek human victims unless their bodies are first disposed of by cremation. Our news cameras have just returned from covering such a search and destroy operation against the ghouls, this one conducted by Sheriff Conan McClellan in Butler County, Pennsylvania. So now let's go to that film report. All law enforcement agencies and the military have been organized to search out and destroy the marauding ghouls. The Survival Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that a ghoul can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow to the skull. Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has been activated by the radiation, the plan is kill the brain and you kill the ghoul.
Anything from the supply wagon, Gus?
No, we're all right.
Okay.
Hey, Cass, put that thing all the way in the fire. We don't want it getting up again. All right, I got you.
Chief McClellan, how's everything going?
Oh, things aren't going too bad. Men are taking it pretty good. You want to get on the other side of the road over there?
Chief, do you think we'll be able to defeat these things?
Well, we killed 19 of them today right in this area. Those last 3 we caught trying to claw their way into an abandoned shed. They must have thought somebody was in there. There wasn't, though. We heard them making all kind of noise. We came over and beat them off, blasted them down.
Chief, as soon as you're finished, can I see you here?
Yeah, okay.
Chief, if I were surrounded by 6 or 8 of these things, would I stand a chance with them?
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot them in the head. That's a sure way to kill them. If you don't, get yourself a club or a torch. Beat them or burn them. They go up pretty easy.
Well, Chief McClellan, how long do you think it will take you until you get the situation under control?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. We don't know how many of them there are. We know when we find them, we can kill them.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Well, in time, would you say you ought to be able to wrap this up in 24 hours?
Well, we don't really know. We know we'll be into it most of the night, probably into the early morning. We're working our way toward Willard, and we'll team up with the National Guard over there, and then we'll be able to give a more definite view.
Thank you very much, Chief McClellan. This is Bill Cardill, WIC TV 11 News.
Thank you, Bill, for that report. Official spokesman declined to speculate just how long it may take to kill off all the flesh eaters, so long as the heavy rate...
Is the fuse box in the cellar?
I don't know. It isn't the fuse. The power lines are down. Helen, I have to get that gun.
Haven't you had enough?
What? 2 people are dead already on account of that guy. Take a look out that window. Get...
Go ahead. You want to stay up here now? Helen, get the cellar. Get the cellar now. Move!
Al, you want to get about 4 or 5 men and a couple dogs? There's a house over here behind those trees. We want to go check it out.
Right.
You stay here, Bill.
Yeah, Chief, we're going to stay with it till we meet up with the National Guard.
Where'd you get the coffee?
One of the volunteers. You're doing all the work. You take it.
Thank you. We should be wrapped up here about 3 or 4 more hours. We'll probably get into Willard Den. I guess you can go over there and meet the National Guard. Nick, you and the rest of these men want to come with me?
Well, Bill, I'm going to check in the office, see what's happening.
All right, Steve. Tell them we're going to stay with it, and everything appears to be under control.
They need you down there by the barn.
Okay.
Some of you guys can follow the wagon down. I only need a few men to check out the house. Somebody had a cookout here, Vince.
Yeah, sure looks like it, Cal.
He's the dead one. Get up here. Nick, Tony, Steve, you want to get out in that field and build me a bonfire? You, drag that out of here and throw it on the fire.
Nothing down here.
All right, go ahead down and give him a hand. Let's go check out the house, man.
There's something there. I heard a noise.
All right, Vince, hit him in the head, right between the eyes. Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
Send the wagon through, come directly out, over.
Keep those dogs back off of those things.
Move more quickly. Please. Let's go, Banter! That's the way!
Hey, Randy, light these torches over here.